doing, gamers? Or should I say scientists? Is that what I should say? Because I always say gamers when I start. Should I say diamonds? Oh, scientists instead? My brain just did a fart because it heard the song. Is that what I should do? Should I be doing that? I'm an engineer, actually. Engineers are scientists in their own. Okay? They can be scientists in their own world. That is what they want. Okay? Boom. Hello. I haven't turned my light on because it's already way too warm. I'm not putting on my fucking really hot light on, okay? You don't need to see my face. Fine. I have my fan on because I was very warm. I have my fan on. It's like, I don't know if you can hear it. Every now and then it goes grrr a bit in the background. Let me know if it's annoying. But I think it should be filtered out. Who knows? I need to fuck around with my filter on my mic because it's not perfect yet. It's not perfect yet, and I should fuck around with it, but I just can't be arsed, and it's really annoying having to deal with like having to do it, like trying to get it right because I'd have to listen to my own voice. Not a happy time. I'm not hearing any fan noise. Okay. That's good. Jay on my asshole. Hello. Hello, Jay. How are you doing? How are you doing, Majay? And my mountain chili. I have a lot of shit on my desk. I don't know if I've ever told you that. I have a lot of just random shit on my desk, like this coin and like shit I can fucking hold in my hand. Oh, I saw, yeah, it was cute. I looked at it. I scrolled through the video to find the Echo one. Cool. I can't believe there aren't 10 codes. Code 10. I don't remember saying that, but it is something that it does sound like me. It does sound like me. Yeah. How is everyone doing? We're gonna do science soon, and I'm very excited. Very excited. But we haven't done this in ages, but today I feel like my brain is ready. Also, we've been talking about finally getting people, like other people in, and now that we've got the Gobs and Grems community and stuff, I think it'd be cool if we can get some people in who know like specific things. Like I don't know what I don't know. So we're gonna put some feelers out there and see if we can get some people in. So maybe in a few weeks we'll have some. And then we might change the format a bit to make it more like podcast like. I mean it already is kind of podcast like. But I think it would be nice if we can like keep it like we do this many questions. Maybe for like the guest episodes, I'll pick the questions beforehand so that I know they're like they're good, they're interesting questions, you know. And we'll do we'll do 4 questions. We'll spend 2 hours, something like that, you know. And make it more, like a consistent thing. But we'll see. I want to talk to Wheat about that. Yeah. So that's the idea. We'd have a theme for questions, of like what the person knows, and we'll pick like the good ones, and yeah, and then we still have like wise questions. I went through and I made like 3 quickfire things, just because there's a bunch, like I call it quickfire, but it's not really quickfire. Just they're shorter questions, and sometimes it's like a very easy answer. But I feel like if there's a question that is like maybe that's not the one or whatever. Like maybe there's a question like we want to talk more about that one. We'll just like we can move it into a full question, right? But I made it more of a like, but I'll talk about that when we get. So yeah, we'll have to have a think, and then yeah, we'll have like a wheel for specifically quickfire, like which will have. Well, maybe we won't even have a wheel. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll just have like a thing. We'll do a few questions, and then we'll do one of the stupid wise questions, and we need to figure it out how we're gonna do it with the guest. But I think it'd be fun if we get like a guest in. Depends on the question. Yeah, exactly. Some questions are like really easy. If we get into like something like, oh, there's actually really interesting um, like oh, this question actually has a really interesting background, and we can talk about this for a long time. Then maybe we bring it into. Where the fuck is wheat? That's what I want to know. What I want to know. Where the fuck is wheat? Literally not even live. Usually I'm the one who's late to things. Where's wheat? What's he doing? Call me know when you're here. Did them a DM. What the heck was my chat full of mentions of me? Cool and Rose is cool and Voki is cool and Arn is cool and Wise is cool and Jeffusion is cool and Witch J is cool and Bob is cool and Chef is cool too. I literally DM'd him an hour ago being like, hey, do you want to do science? Which is my traditional way of planning things, of course. My traditional way of planning, which is like really short notice, like, hey, are you here? Okay, we gone now. It's a classic. It's a classic. What I do. Yeah. Who knows? Oh. You know the StarCraft thing I'm in this weekend? What? What are you saying, Jay? Shut up. I'm confused. Sargu made like a little logo. For the StarCraft tournament. They're in. Oh, of course they're in America. That's not. I I don't know if anyone else has shown this. Look, StarCraft tournament. This is cute. Hello Keish. When is StarCraft? This Sunday? Yes. Sunday. It's exciting. We'll do some practice tomorrow, I think, with some other people. Overlight was planning it, but I think she won't be able to make it. But maybe we'll have some other, like, I think Emma still wanted to do like a practice thing anyway, so that she could like set up, like, look at the setup and stuff, and like how she can do. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe. I'm probably gonna stream it, but we'll see. Maybe I won't. Maybe. See how I feel tomorrow. Yeah, Capture on Saturday, StarCraft on Sunday. Yeah, it's a busy week. Very cool. Can't see that yet. It's illegal. Wheat is here. What do we call Wheat? Banger. But we're gonna go to other music. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, Jiffy. I'm calling Wheat. Calling all Wheaters.
Right, did that just come straight on? Do I need to pop you out?
It worked. I need to do some popping out. And then I need to make sure
that you are loud.
What do you mean? I'm not loud.
No, I need to make sure that you are.
I never
I think
am.
you are now. No, You were a slightly different volume to what I expected, though. Probably the game's issue more than you.
What?
My audio is coming from game.
What are... Okay, sure. Could I flip you? Because you're looking at the wrong direction.
Don't you dare.
You used to be, like, looking in the other direction, and now
Yeah,
you're
I
in this
know.
direction.
It's a bit awkward, isn't it? Oh, what the...
You're also a bit... Yeah, you're a bit more... I'll move you a bit.
What the fuck is this? Oh, it's my controller.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Oh, that's fucking awful.
Yeah, we'd moved. Oh, used to be before. Very strange. Anyway, hello. I was talking about we're planning to change format.
Look,
So
a
why is
nightmare
this
has
not-
happened.
Why is this not?
This is ridiculous. Okay, let's try that again.
This one. That one isn't. Oh, it's this. Why is this one not ref?
What have you done?
Wait. Okay, it's fine. It's working now. It's working. What are you doing? We always start with a bit of admin.
Yeah,
only
this is a
makes
new
sense.
setup on everything, so it had to be. Where's the bloody sun gone? There it is.
By next time, I want to have like a better layout so that my screen is a bit larger, like what I'm drawing is a bit larger, because that's like, I feel like that's where the question is and stuff. And then your screen can be like a bit smaller, and then we also need space for a person. We
Yeah.
need space for another person.
Well, they can just go like right in the middle of that box, surely.
I'm moving everything around. I'm gonna be
Oh.
moving everything around, so you're gonna have a lot of fun fixing that. And
We're not
me.
prepared for this.
Well, we're not doing it today. We're doing it next time.
Well, of course, but we won't be prepared for it then either.
No, we're never prepared. That's the point. We do a bit of admin at the start, and people love it. This is why they come and watch. People come here for the
Sure.
admin. Okay. Like,
Well, the first
the
thing
goal.
to do on this stream is, I'm just gonna angle my camera slightly differently.
I'm gonna show off your
Am I? No, I
Banging
thought it
much.
was reading backwards. I want to read off the goblins.
the snillbog.
The Snillbog. Yeah, it was difficult to read there for a moment. This
I
is
need
the
to get some
active version.
elf as well.
This is the
Active.
active version. So this one is not really one that I would wear in public, but considering I expect to sweat during this stream, it's perfect.
I should probably get.
Also, I could use this one in kickboxing, which would be nice.
Okay. Well, if you do, I want to know if what people say about it. I want to see if people are like, "What is that? What's the goblins and gremlins?" And if
And I'll be like, well.
what would you say if someone okay, we're gonna do a scenario here. Okay.
Let's not do that scenario because I'm
no.
walking away in real life and I
We're
can't
gonna
walk
do
away
a
here.
scenario right now. You're currently you're sparring with someone. This is what I assume kickboxing. Okay? You're
Yeah.
like one-on-one sparring with someone, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm that someone, and I'm like, hey, what's the goblins and gremlins? What is that? It's on your shirt. Oh god! Oh shit! Oh no!
Focus on sparring. I'll tell you at the end of the round.
Okay, cut to the end of the round. Come on.
Cut to the end of the round. I touch gloves, find a new opponent.
Wait, but you were gonna tell me about your T-shirt.
But that's how it goes. Hang on, my thing's not quite right. There we go.
But you just ignore what people ask you.
Yeah, all the time.
So sad.
Makes this stream really difficult. But
This is so sad.
I never answer questions. I love being
This
vague.
could have been like a really funny bit. You know how in Peculiar Portions when Lewis and Simon do like a funny bit where they like pretend
like maybe
to be
they've
the
rehearsed
people?
something.
No, they don't rehearse anything. They just improv it. They just improv it.
I'm sorry if I treated this too seriously.
Well, they're a
You
serious
asked me what I
podcast.
would
We're
do
not.
if you
Come on.
stopped to talk to me during the middle of sparring. It's like I'm gonna punch you.
Don't you like have conversations while doing things?
Depends who I'm fighting. If I like them, sure. If it's you,
Right. Okay.
you're getting decked.
We're gonna just. Can't believe this shit. I've added some more quickfires and wises so that.
Hang on, we're not
chance
ready. We need
land
to
on them.
write our
No,
message to
No,
Gobs and Grams.
it's too late. It's too late. This is what you did. This is
What?
your
This
fault.
is complete. What do you mean? This is completely different.
This is your fault.
But
think this
it's
one
completely
quickfire.
different. No,
We've spun
skip this.
quickfire.
We're not ready.
We're doing a quickfire. Okay, are you ready for the quickfire?
No. We need to write our podcast invitation.
Why are we doing that live on stream?
Because look, that's
Okay.
literally what we discussed
Fine.
before this.
Fine.
Shall I read our DMs?
No, don't let people know. What?
We can talk about this on stream too. That's not the relevant line. But it is.
I was talking about like not about writing the thing live on stream.
Yeah,
Fine, we'll write it
that's
live
what
on
it
stream,
is.
okay?
I was
Put it
waiting
in-
to do a G&G ping until your brain became functional. Which, is how I talk to everyone. I wait for them to become functional. Probably podcasts. And then we went through a little bit of planning. And then it's like, yeah, we'll just
Don't let them know we did
talk
planning.
about it on stream.
They can't know.
I say planning. The planning is me, Bob's Ooh, structure Bob's Ooh.
Yeah, it's me saying we should do it a bit more structured, and then you're going structure. Ew. That was the planning. That was literally the planning.
Yeah.
Not always my
Right.
fault.
So, planning. Let's write an invitation in podcast. So, hello, nerds. Full stop.
Is it legal to eat another
and
ice cream?
Non-nerds.
Have you already eaten an ice cream? Is that what you're saying?
Do
Yes.
you know anything? Question mark. If so,
Why am I letting
You-
write this?
may want to talk about it on the asterisk hit asterisk science, hang on, asterisk
Science
asterisk show.
Show asterisk. Show asterisk.
Yeah. Asterisk show asterisk. That's just going to mean that those three words are just in
Yeah, you could have
italics.
just put the asterisk at the first of those three words and at the end of this.
I kind of wanted them all to be like, hang on, I'll do it differently.
True, J Fusion needs a line about how it's made its way to a third season. We're in the third season now. Can you believe that?
Hang on, I'm changing my
renewed.
asterisk to quotations. So now it's quotation
so
marks,
that's more
hit,
obvious.
quotation, science, quotation show, quotation.
Okay, yeah.
Want to talk about it on the hit science show? Uncertainly, I should probably put a semicolon there. Uncertainly accurate.
Answers in semicolons and everything? Damn.
Full stop. New paragraph. Now in season 3, we're looking. Hang on. At Redox and I are looking for quotation special quotation guests.
Why do you mean? Why are you doing this? What's wrong with you?
To join us and talk. Join us to talk about. No, to talk and answer questions about whatever they want to. That one may need some work.
Yeah, that last line is a bit.
Hang on, let me.
Can you pull up like?
Yeah, I'm just opening Notepad.
Yeah, that's. What
I figured that this can get confusing if I keep doing it like this. Right, Notepad. I spelled hello wrong. That's the first word of this damn essay.
Halo.
On the hit. Answer questions about. Okay, there's that. Now I need this, which can pick up Notepad. Done.
Queen.
Bam.
Okay, go get another. I might get another.
Why is that? Why is that so shit?
Why is it so? Oh, it's because. Wait, is it?
Hang on, my cropping's wrong.
Oh yeah, it's because you're doing it.
Is that legible?
No, just make your window smaller and make it wrap around. Like make it fit the window.
Thing I can do.
Yeah. It's one of the settings you were some.
Oh.
Relationship ended with hello. Now hell is mine.
Can't undo for some reason. So give me a sec. Here we go. Bam. 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 Bam.
Also, yeah, you can just zoom and nope. That as well.
Nope.
So it's a bit large. Do both of those. Still like half out of the. Wait, why is it not for you?
That should be perfect.
Maybe I need to do. Whatever. Perfect. Hello everyone, do you know anything? I'm still missing, yeah, the about is still falling off of you. Like the end of the line is still.
Well, you're right, how is that happening?
Season 3, Redux and I are looking for special guests to join us. Talk and answer questions about whatever they want to. Yeah, that's fine actually. Do you have any it's like if you want to join, please let us know your
days at 8 p.m. BST.
Put that in the
I don't know how to do that. You can you figure that out. The topic can be as sciencey or not as you like. Please react to this message and
Let us know your
Let us know
topic of-
your topic
and then we should put some examples of topics.
if you are available. Yeah, like I know that the message before this is I don't think I could ever talk about serious topics, but more than willing to talk about dumb shit. So I want to make it clear that your topic can be dumb shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
listen, if it's like fucking video games, and then we do like science about a specific video game or something, if that's what you want to talk about, that's cool. Like, you know, things like that. Like, we can try to have it more like scientific, but
yeah, like
honestly,
you could talk about art, you could talk about music, you could talk about
write some examples. For example, I want to see like
the topic
put in,
can be
write like things like chemistry.
Thing you like.
We do like dumb shit, exactly.
Music, science, game.
But say like specific things. It can be like fucking, I don't know.
But but it's anything you like.
Yeah. But,
literally anything you like.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and it does help if like something they know a lot about, you know?
Yeah. Anything you like. Brackets, provided you know anything about it. So,
yeah.
Well, not even that. Provided you can talk about it for 2 hours and answer questions. Anything you like, provided.
Jay, we can't have that because they need to respond with text. So
you think
reactions need to be.
You can answer questions about it for 2 hours.
Put in the Unicode I sent. That should.
Maybe. Looks good.
ABS-C is it's ABS-C. Well, it's now. It's
Hello,
right now.
at everyone.
If you have time right now, then at everyone. Are we adding everyone?
You tell me. You're the mod.
Can we add? I mean,
it's effectively a collabs ping, right?
Yeah, do collabs. Do collabs.
Sure. If you would like, we can. Any questions? We'll talk about this in the collab in the podcasts chat thing.
Oh, you're
shall we make a thread?
Putting it in. No, put it in. Just let them go. I don't think we need a thread for it.
Probably not.
Let's get Bedgood on to talk more about showers in space. Fucking space showers.
Art, music, science, games, showers
Math.
In space.
Yeah.
Any questions? Right. That's a message. Where do we put it? Collabs or?
Yeah, put it in collabs, I guess.
I'm not sure because collabs seems to be full of like.
Actually, no. Put it in podcasts. I think because it's people are gonna people need to respond to it.
Yeah.
So I want it in and in collabs. I don't want that filled with.
Yeah, and also that's kind of like specific events on a specific day.
Yeah. Whereas this is more general. I think
sequential.
Put
this
it
is
in
more
podcasts.
like.
Put it in podcast.
This is more like Task Goblin, I guess. Bam. Copy, paste. Okay, here it goes.
Yeah, you snitch.
Bam.
Yeah. Oh, you did ping everyone.
Of course I did. You told me to.
No, I told you to do a collabs ping.
Ping everyone.
I did in fact not say that. But I can't believe this. I did not say.
That is true. That is
I did
a
not say
lie.
ping everyone. I said do the collabs ping. I very specifically said that. Anyway. Grounded. No! No. Play the clip. No. Stop posting other shit. Stop clogging that channel. I need the responses in there.
You can delete them all, right?
Yeah, but I feel mean.
Whatever, it's there.
Symmetrical. No. God damn it. Oh my god. See, look, now Bryony's responding. You're paying Bryony. I can't believe this shit.
I can't believe we've done this.
Bryony.
Bryony,
We've already
that's not a
answered
topic.
that.
That's not a topic. Bryony has responded to say, why do they call it oven when you of in the cold food of out hot eat the food?
It's a good question.
It's not.
No, it is. It's a great
not.
question. Good question.
It's not.
Great question.
Do cannibals prefer the taste of locals? Is this our quickfire round now?
Yeah, sure, we're doing it. Do cannibals prefer the taste of locals? What does that even mean? Like, what?
I guess like, do they rear local populace to taste better, like we've done with chickens, I suppose, or any other animal?
What? Do you mean do they breed the other humans on their island or whatever? Let's assume the cannibals live on an island.
Well, yeah, because the important thing here is, do humans of different places taste different? I feel like I feel like we may have some experts on that topic in this thread, but the kind of answers we get aren't the kind of things we're really looking for. Okay, maybe this wasn't a good idea to do during
Maybe
the
it
stream.
wasn't a good idea to ping everyone.
No, that was definitely a good idea.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
I know you
Champ,
left...
Champ is making us navigate all over
this Discord. It's on the wheel. It's on the wheel, Champ. I put it on the wheel. Oh my god. This is... Oh. This is something.
The usual quality we get.
This is...
So that should show how serious you need to take it. There we go. The questions being asked in this channel are the usual quality we get, so that should show you how serious you need to take it.
Ryan just said, I can talk about Greek mythology. I really like both of these.
And then Lime says, did you see my tweet, by the way? What the fuck? Is that a science question? Hey guys, did you see Lime's tweet today? That's the question.
That Hades' brother, both Hades.
Whoa. Save this gold for the streams. Boba? Boba, we have answered that already too. We've caused havoc. And the thing is, we can't show this.
I'm
Oh, I see. Boba is asking
I
me
didn't mean in general.
specifically.
I meant you. I don't know if we read out. There are no questions. No, there are questions left, but there's just. Oh my god.
This is chaos. This is chaos. This
Yeah.
is the chaos we should expect.
I didn't want
But
a
it is
thread,
chaos.
but maybe I will make a thread.
Maybe.
Make a thread of this. Knowledge.
The thread is called Wheaters. This thread is for me to log my.
Why is
semen.
Boba? Why is there another thread?
I mean,
I'm
there's an accurate thread for the science. What did you call it?
I'm pinning the other.
Knowledge. Or
Knowledge categories.
oh, it's called knowledge.
I'm just trying to organize things, Boba. Please, Boba, please. Oh my god.
I can't believe.
Off to a great
Okay.
start with this admin.
Do I actually have to like
Going to
make
ban
use of this
Boba.
Wheaters thread now?
Don't write science, champ. You can't just write science as your topic. Oh.
Well, in fairness, Champ does just come in here and answer all the
To be
questions
fair,
anyway.
Champ knows most
Champ-
things.
Champ
Yeah.
knows more than us, so
Champ knows most things in general, so that
This
will
is-
probably work.
like I said though, when Champ comes on, we have to change the name of the stream because it's
That's
not
certainly accurate.
yeah actual science or something like that. I can't believe there's now a thread which I have said is a thread for me to log my semen eating journey. This is horrible.
Why did you say that? Why did you?
Because
do that?
it's true.
I'm gonna join
I'm-
the thread because I want to
I am
follow this.
I am
journey.
committed to the cause, and that cause is eating semen.
Are you committed to this? I would like to.
I'm
see
not
a
really
full-on-
committed to that cause at all,
No,
am I?
you've said it now. You are committed to the cause. I'm expecting to see a full
This
documentation.
is I can't believe this was my gay awakening. This was all...
It doesn't have to be gay. This-
True, I can just raid banks, sperm banks.
I mean, there's more than one way you can get semen. There's more places you can get it. Like sperm.
I mean,
bank.
there is a more local option, but I don't think I want to
There
go
is
for
a
that.
more local. Yeah, you could support local breweries, as they say.
I don't know if Boba's using that to encourage me or to tell me.
It's Boba.
Or
Who fucking knows?
or to sorry, that was really bad. Or to tell me to stop. I hope it's to tell me to stop because I deserve it after that.
Okay, fusion. Oh my god. Shall we do some questions? Shall we actually do our fucking stupid ass show?
Oh
Or
my
shall we
god.
just keep looking at Boba posting cows and we're dancing?
I can't believe it. Boba's posting a cow and it's not my cow emote. As if anyone has that. Can you even get it in here?
What is a
Ta-da.
podcast? Hello, Bryony.
What do I
I don't know
even
what a
have that?
podcast is.
I can't believe this. We don't just answer random questions in this stream. There's a clearly defined
Yeah,
process. I don't know what it is.
there is not a clearly defined process at all. There is no process.
There's a random spinning wheel.
There is a random spinning wheel. That's about it.
Okay, there we go.
Right. So well, I guess now we have a segment every time we do this show that where we will talk about his adventures in demon eating. Um, and we'll figure out how well that goes in the future. Um, do we ask in here? No, Boba. Where?
Thank God.
Oh, wouldn't you want to know where you can ask science questions? That's right. In my Discord, there's a channel
I
called
just had
Science
to have a
Questions.
quick check whether my mum was
Where
in
you can-
chat. Fortunately, she's not.
Well, every time. Why does semen rhyme with demon? It's because both were created by Satan.
Doesn't sound right.
Question. If you have any science questions, put them in my Discord or tweet them at me, and then I'll put them on the wheel. We have a wheel. We have a wheel. Okay, it's got Wheat's face on it.
Oh yeah, it
And
does.
we spin it, and there's a bunch of questions on there. There's some weird questions. There's some good questions. Not that the weird questions. Why does Wheat love safety? It's the helmet so that he can have his Elvis wig on top. Why did you wear that helmet?
Oh, it was a great joke. I can't
Was
remember.
it?
Yeah,
It was a great joke. Okay, well, you can explain it, while we
It
listen
was something
to
to do with George. It's in the hole, so you can see the quality. I think George was saying something about helmet hair or something like that.
The question is child.
Brilliant. The
I
question
don't
is
remember
child.
this question, and I'm scared.
I don't know
I don't-
any of them. So.
I don't remember making this. This is an old one.
How long
Okay.
ago was this wheel last looked at? I presume you did some stuff with.
Oh,
new
I
questions
added a
we've had.
few. I added a few ones into. But this was
Hmm.
these are there's still a lot of old ones. This is from March.
Of course.
So there you go. How bad is for the environment is having children? Like how much carbon emission does one child equate to?
Depends on their bowel situation.
Their bowel situation.
Yeah.
In what way does it depend on their bowel situation? I'm gonna turn on my
Well,
light.
if
'cause I
they
think it's
fart a lot, they'll be worse for the environment.
Champ.
Champ. Oh, I see. Right. Hang
Oh,
on. I need to actually set things
Okay,
up.
but I
I've been
think
distracted for
you
too long.
farting has very little impact on the environment, way less than buying a child like tons of clothes.
Why are you
or-
buying a child?
I thought you didn't want to do improv bits, Wheat. I thought you didn't want to be funny.
What do you mean?
I thought you
What
thought
do you
this was
mean?
a
I'm answering
serious
the
podcast,
question.
Wheat. I
I'm
thought this was a
answering the
serious
question.
podcast where we don't
Where
make
did you get
jokes,
that
Wheat.
idea?
If your child doesn't have any bowels, they will die and not have a carbon footprint. True. Carbon emissions or carbon footprint. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Why am I pinged? Why did you ping Jay? Jay pinged everyone pointing at the science questions chat in my Discord. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. That's enough. That's not enough. We've not. I don't know. What is a minute? I should have a timer when that happens. Like a minute, but
Hang on, my
How much-
articles are being locked behind paywalls. Can you believe this? You try and do some research and suddenly
you don't do research.
Journalism.
We look at Wikipedia here. We don't do actual research.
this isn't going to be on Wikipedia.
Oh, why not? I'm sure it will be. Sure it
A
will be.
child's carbon footprint. Well,
Okay,
I'll
what
have
are
you know.
things that are like high carbon footprint, right? Like,
Shit, boat. I don't know. Industry in general.
yeah, just like having, like I don't know. I feel like making clothes. If you like, it depends where you're getting things. Depends like what kind of food you're eating, like what kind of toys you're buying this child, what kind of that kind of shit.
I've
An
done
adult emits more,
some.
probably, but I think, like, I don't know, I keep going back to clothes, but I feel like a child goes through more clothes than an adult does. because you keep growing out of them, right? And I feel like clothes have a really big impact if you're not buying biologically well made clothes, and you're doing like really shit shop clothes that like pump fucking carbon dioxide into the atmosphere just for fun. Jay, when you're having a child, will end up being an adult. True.
But
Go on.
also, look at this. A 2017 study done by some people, climate scientists. Look at this. It's literally the first result on Google. This is how serious we take this.
The first result
They
on
found,
Google. That's how serious.
yeah, they found that it's 58.6 metric tons of carbon annually. What does that mean?
Okay,
Well,
we should compare that to
we need to find references.
to like well, what do we compare it to? So
well,
that
what's the
is
annual carbon footprint of the world?
anally, yeah.
Oh, fuck, I've got the bloody tons conversion to do. Bloody America!
Oh, is it a weird ton? Oh.
Yeah, it's the,
No,
it's the
you're looking
TON.
at the UK. The one you're looking at right now is the
Yeah,
UK
the one I'm looking at there is,
one,
but I'm trying to find the annual carbon footprint of, like, a
I
person
see.
to compare to a child. And it's 16 tons ONS.
My
rather
annual
than
footprint is around
ONNES.
70. It's like 70 what though, Jay? Is it 70 metric ton carbon footprint?
I take 70 steps every year. And each
yeah,
one of
there's
those
70 steps.
Why I'm looking at America, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, this question varies heavily between classes. That's the whole point, Jay. That's the whole point. This entire question varies heavily, like, because it could have a very low impact on child, but it could have a very, very massive impact. You know?
This is really confusing. Like, so that study I found as the first result on Google, it has that 58.6 metric tons carbon footprint. But the other one's estimating that an average US adult is 16 tons or 14.5 metric tons. So this is a huge difference. Either children are a massive strain on the environment, or something's gone wrong.
No, I think children are generally just more. And yeah, and then you've got things like, do you use a car? Do you use a train? Do you cycle? Do you fucking fly to Barcelona every day for your job?
Maybe
like, I don't know.
All the farting.
You know? Maybe it is
all
the
children bad for the environment?
You should have just Googled that in the first place. That was basically the question.
Having a child is 7 times worse for the climate in CO2 emissions annually than the next 10 most discussed mitigations that individuals can do.
Damn. So, not having children is actually the best way of lowering your own carbon footprint. There you go. There you go.
Science proves kids are bad for Earth.
Yeah.
That's a headline.
I mean, it is. There are literally too many people.
Morality suggests we stop having them. Well, yeah. I'm well on the way to succeed at that.
We should stop having children until we remove, like, the top half of humanity.
God damn.
And then we can start adding new ones.
All this time we were mocking Twitch mods, but they're actually saving the world.
What the fuck? I feel offended by that, personally. I'll have you know, the joke is actually Discord mods.
Sorry.
Sorry. Anything.
Sorry, I'm just not up to date enough.
I mean, listen, Eclipse. Thanos had a good point. Stop milking cows and eating pigs. True. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, cutting back on meat, cutting back on just general heavy processed shit is good. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, having a child will generally be they'll be worse for the environment than you will be yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And not only because they're here for so long, but by year. But why is what I want to know. Why are children so bad for the environment on a per year basis? How do they
that's true, Holmesy.
How do they make so much badness?
Badness. The children.
There's an article here which says having fewer kids will not save the environment or the climate, in particular.
Well, yeah, it's because we can't fucking save it. It's already bugged. We can only like slow it down. Also, yeah, children grow into adults and yeah, but Eclipse halving the population also eventually leads back to the same. Like, the population is always gonna come back to that point. You're halving it. At the end of the day, it's the same. What are you reading? Let me know what you're reading. Tell me.
I'm trying to read why they're justifying what they've said, and they're not being overly clear. They just seem to be saying basically that technological advancements are making it so that it's a non-factor. It's just the uptake of those systems rather than cutting back on children that's going to make a difference. Which seems fair enough. Like, I know Kurzgesagt did a video on climate change. We got it covered, sort of. It's not as doomy as it seemed before.
Well, okay, but that doesn't
mean... It's not good.
I don't like the idea of saying climate change, we have it covered, because that's gonna put people in a like, oh, we're good now, and just gonna stop caring. Because we still need to care, but obviously, what are you gonna do as an individual? Fuck all. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for sure.
Part of it is on deterring hopelessness. I think what they went into was stuff like, it was originally a projection of 4 degrees of warming or something, and we've cut that down to like 2.5-ish over the entire time. That's not what we've reached. That's what we're projected to go on to do. And while that is still going to cause massive environmental damage, it's not
as bad as
extinction bad.
It doesn't mean
But with continued uptake of that, it's not at the we're not at the point where we're doomed to extinction. Is, I think, the point of that video, which is I suppose a good position to be in, but also a worrying one that was close.
That was even that was. It is something. It really is something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No extinction.
But yeah, and then they go on to that and say, like, okay, we're making this progress. If we continue to make further progress, because that, I think, 2.5 is if we stay where we are with what we're doing. But if we continue to do more, obviously we're doing it slower than is ideal, and extinction is happening to some
if we
non-human species. But yeah. The idea is,
anyway,
hey, things aren't over. There's hope, but progress more and shit.
There's hope. You want to know more about
true,
climate science and stuff? I definitely suggest looking at Simon Clark's videos and things like that, because he talks a lot about this.
Yeah, he actually
knows about this kind of stuff.
He actually knows about this stuff.
We just look up things on Wikipedia. Yeah. Anyway, let's not talk politics, and let's just continue. The next question, which is gonna be.
I can't wait, and maybe this one will be typed into the topic bar as well.
I don't listen. I never wanted the topic bar. Okay, people suggested it, and I did it. I never wanted it. Okay.
Oh.
We're doing a wise question. Now this is a
Oh,
very special category. Okay, our lovely friend Wise, who's away currently, who's not here, has put some beautiful questions. There you go. I've replaced the top one because I'm pretty sure we've done this. This is another one Wise post. Why do ships avoid the dark areas? Are the waters dangerous on this map? Can you explain that?
sorry, I wasn't listening. Hang on, I'll figure it out.
What do you mean you'll figure it out?
I'll read the question.
Why do ships avoid the dark areas? Are the waters dangerous?
To be fair, they likely do spend most of their early life there. But once they've moved out, it's like you don't want to go back to living with your parents. That would be really embarrassing.
Yeah, imagine doing that, Hoey. Who would do that? Who would be living with their parents? Anyway, how's your mom?
Present. So, and ships are just very mature beings, so they don't want to return to their parents. So that's why they don't go back to the dark areas.
Okay, that makes sense. That explains a lot. Are you wearing shorts today? It's very warm.
Yeah, I am. I have been wearing shorts for quite some time now.
Oh my god. Finally, I get to write yes again.
It's been a while. It's been a while since summer. I would angle the camera down and show them off, but no.
Let's not do that. Let's do the final one as well, and then we'll just force Wise to do more questions. Is it better to use colon 3 XD or O couple underscores O as emoticons to impress your crush?
I would say none of those.
Babe, why aren't you responding?
Because you used one of those.
It's like, that wasn't one of those. It's a different one.
No, I mean, that's why I'm not responding.
Yeah, Joe Fusion, I kind of like to keep it like that. Having different Wise images, I kind of like it.
They're different Wises. No, I don't. I wouldn't.
Profile picture.
I don't think using any of those emotes would impress a crush at all.
Why
like
not?
none of them are flirty. One.
Are they not? I think colon sign 3 is kind of flirty.
I think you could do much better than that. That's like.
Okay, what would you suggest
sorry.
instead?
I suppose that I'm in my own little world where I forget that you lot are weird. So yes, in your world of Uwu and Owo,
weird?
that kitty face could be used.
You mean gay? Are you being homophobic, Weed?
I didn't mean gay.
Weed?
I didn't mean gay. I meant Uwu and Owo-ness. So
called being gay. Thank you.
Okay, sure. I meant because, for instance, in my in my flirting experience, that
what would you personally say?
I would use semicolon D.
Okay, so how is this better? In what way is that better?
No, that's not semicolon D. That's colon D.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't hear you say semicolon. There you go. So in which way is this more flirty? Is it because it's winking?
Absolutely.
So what if we used instead
semicolon 3?
Would you like that?
What face is that? Can you pull that face right now?
Okay. I need to prepare. Oh yeah, and then add the C for the hand. Yeah, so you do. There you go. Nice. What do you think?
If anything, I would say that was more like a semicolon D.
No, semicolon D would be. Whereas semicolon 3 was like. It's the weird face. You need to do the weird mouth, you know?
I think I can tell why his crush wasn't responding at this point.
What do you mean?
if that's the I think if anything, those faces have kind of proved my point. That
I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking.
So there you go, Wise. The answer to your question is...
Yeah, there you go. We've answered your questions, Wise.
The answer to the second question is because you used the above. So, thank you.
There you go. Oh, great answer to it. Honestly.
Wise really got their money's worth there.
Truly did. Okay. In the wheel. There you go. I've removed all the Wises. Let's go. Imagine there's music. There's just a drum roll now. I've removed it because I can't do ours. We're still showing the carbon footprint thing.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, we're doing another quickfire. There's a lot of quickfires. Yeah, I have 3 different quickfire ages.
How do you know which one's which?
Because one of them's called Quickfire, the other one's called Quickfire 2, and the third one's called Quickfire 3.
Fair enough.
The first one has a lot, the second one has less, and the third one has like 2.
Fair enough.
You tell me, which one do you want? 1, 2, or 3?
Chat?
1, 2, or 3, start spamming, chat. Start spamming. Spam, right now. This is not spam, chat. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. More spam. More spam. Everyone is saying 2. I think we're going 2.
How did that even happen?
Why everyone said consistent? 2. I don't know how it happened, but they did. Okay, Jay. Okay, Jay. You're not being helpful. If you did an announcement saying 2, okay. I think there's a bit of delay on the stream. Tweet. I can't really explain it. I think there's some delay. Okay.
Anyway,
these are the questions. Shall we? How should we do this? How should we do this?
Well, read the question.
But we need good music. Right? We need some.
Oh, I've just got my space themed music going all the time.
Yeah, no. I think we need to. The thing is, for this one, we need to change it. To this. This is the one. Okay. Are you ready? We're going. At the end of this song, we stop the quickfires. That's how it goes. Okay. Song is about to start. 3, 2, 1, go. How come after opening my Schweppes lemonade #ad a few times, it's no longer fizzy?
Watch my second highest top clip in the last year. It's probably that one.
Clip.
I'm not going to find it.
Why is the hair on top of my head really dark brown, but the hair on my face orange? It's like those.
That's
like those
far away as my specialist
cats.
subject as I've ever seen.
It's like those calico cats. You just have different themes on different places. There are different kinds of like hair on different. There are different kinds of hair, and sometimes they're a bit more orange.
Yeah, my hair was blonde. Exactly. My beard is black.
Yeah. If veins are blue, then why do your cheeks turn red when you're blushing?
Because blood, innit? Blood's red.
Yeah, blood's always red, whether it's a vein or a thingy. Like, I think the reason veins are blue is because of it's high in oxygen, right? But that doesn't.
I think the opposite way round. High oxygen is redder.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's the opposite. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that makes sense. So, who fucking cares? It just goes to your cheeks. So it comes from your heart, goes to your cheeks, so they're oxygenated. So it's red. That makes sense, right? Doesn't it? I think that
Sure.
just makes sense. Yeah, it's not actually like a cat. It's just like because it's different hair. It's different things. Why don't we have dog cheese, Wheat?
They're lactose intolerant. But I get no. Well, that's not the question.
No,
That
that
doesn't
no no
mean
no
cheese
no
for
no
dog.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Black.
Okay, I think I took that in the wrong direction, but still an answer.
How come our eyes only see in 2 dimensions? That's actually a really interesting question. Why did I put that in there? I thought that was actually a really interesting one.
They don't.
Well, I don't know. It's just no, you do. Your eye only
Your
sees
individual eye. Your
Yeah.
eye sees in
No,
two
you
dimensions.
well no, your eyes see in 2 dimensions, but your brain has two-dimensional, and it just knows because you have two different sides. That's just how you. If you record something, you record it on a flat 2D canvas, right? And your eye is just a 2D canvas, basically. So if your eye is here and the light is coming in, it's on a 2D canvas. So your retina is 2D.
Yeah.
And then because you have two of them, song's over. Because you have two of them, it just
No, can't answer anymore.
there's two
Song's
different
over.
angles, and your brain is smart enough to see the difference. Hemoglobin
Song's
still,
over.
yeah, your blood is still red even if it's deoxygenated, but because blue light doesn't penetrate human tissue as deeply as red light, so red light gets absorbed, but blue light gets reflected back of your eye. There you go. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum.
There we go. Brilliant.
Well, there's one more question on this one, which we'll get to if we do another quick fire. And we'll see.
Why didn't you say there were like different pages of quickfire?
Yeah, but we just went through this one. So we'll get the other ones another time. What? There's more quickfires. It's okay.
Let's go.
Hello? Why did you?
I was somewhat confused.
Flushing is caused by
Justifiably so.
dilating of capillaries. There you go. Also, yeah, your face is not far away as you. Smoke. Just everyone. I don't know if anyone's new here, but none of what we say is supposed to be accurate. We're uncertainly accurate. Especially the quickfire rounds, we just say shit. So don't expect the quickfire rounds to be very accurate.
Quickfire and especially wise.
Yeah, the other ones we try to be a bit more.
Correct, I would say, rather than interesting.
Yeah, sorry. To his own question. Okay. This is a chef question, so it's a long one. Hop. Strap in. Strap in, folks, because we've got a long one. What is smoke? Is it both a solid and a gas? What happens chemically when you burn something that creates smoke? Why do some things smoke when you heat them instead of melt? How does smoke flavor things, like meat in a smoker? Why does smoked meat have a smoke ring? Why do different types of wood produce different tasting smoke? What is liquid smoke and is it actually carcinogenic? Does smoke start black as the fire is burning but turn white as it's dying down? Why is that? Why does smoke from a campfire make my eyes burn? Yeah, that's all the questions. I think most of these questions can be answered by the first few questions.
Yeah,
as is tradition.
As is tradition.
As tradition with F question.
What
is smoke?
It's things. It's solids and gases which get emitted when something burns.
Well, Smoke is very
Emitted the wrong
like
word.
wide term. I think generally
Released.
smoke is like I think what we're talking about is like when you burn something you get smoke, and that's generally going to be like carbon dioxide, but there will be little like particles of other things in it. Your finger sliding across the fucking
Yeah, I know.
the rings was very
Yep.
So yeah, so it is both a solid and a gas because things like carbon dioxide that gets like that is produced by a burning reaction. You have some reaction, you get carbon dioxide, and probably other gases. Who fucking knows? Sometimes there's like I don't know. It depends on what you're burning, I guess. Sometimes it's other oxide, but some kind of gas, and then usually some particles of the thing you're burning that are still in there. So if it's a wood, you'll have like specific little mini particles of the wood that is still in there in the gas. So that's how you have both the solid and the gas, right? What happens chemically when you burn something that creates smoke? It's just a reaction, whatever reaction, and it ends up with something like CO2 or a gas. Usually CO2 because that's like the black dark gas that you see. I think hopping a bit forward, why does smoke start black as the fire is burning but turn white? I think it's because at some point there isn't enough like something in the reaction is like they lose a part of the reaction, right? So let's say you're burning whatever wood, which is just a bunch of carbon mainly. You're adding oxygen from the air to it, and then whatever happens, it's like it can't burn it as well anymore, so it starts to burn other things, and then that is but that also depends on maybe the white. Okay, this is just me speculating. Wheat is researching it right now. I'm looking at Wheat. He wasn't doing that, but he is now. What I'm assuming is it's like the little particles in it are like what make it that dark. The little particles in CO2, but then at a certain point, it can't burn up more of those that turn it black, and so it's just white again. Yeah, Jay. Yeah, but that's what I assume. It's something like that. Good to know, champ. Why do some things smoke when you heat them instead of melt? Oh, what? Yeah, some things burn instead of melting. And I think that's the thing. Because melting is just literally heating up, and it becomes physically, like, there's not a reaction happening. It's just physically changing phase, right? But if some certain things have, like, a, like, burning temperature, like, so for example, wood, I think you theoretically, if you heat up wood in a vacuum chamber, you could melt it. I don't know what the melting point of wood is. It's probably it, but I'm assuming it's higher than whatever its burning point is, which is the point when the reaction of the carbon in the wood and the oxygen in the air needs a certain amount of energy. Yeah, because wood is organic, it probably does other shit first. But whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Some kind of liquid mess would come out of it.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, if it decomposes, that's not really like a phase change. That's just like it breaking down into different things. Uh, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. There are a bunch of things that burn before it melts because of it needs less energy for that reaction with air, like with oxygen, than it would need to change phase. So it does that reaction first, and if it can't do that reaction, um, how does smoke flavor things like meat in a smoker? It's those little particles. They have a taste, and if they go in the meat and then they get into the meat, you know, melting point of carbon is
the part.
3,550 degrees Celsius. There you go.
That's hot.
Like magnesium, yeah. No burn. Magnesium burn. And as does phosphor?
Phosphorus.
Like I don't know exactly how meat in a smoker works, and like why does smoked meat have a smoke ring? I don't even fucking know what that means.
I don't know what a smoke ring is. What is a smoke ring? Smoke ring.
I feel like if I Google smoke ring, I'm gonna get Gandalf with the fucking pipe from Lord of the Rings and going, and then shooting a fucking boat through. Smoke ring.
It's a pink. It's a region of pink-colored meat in the outmost layers, 8 to 10 millimeters, of smoked meats, usually seen on chicken, pork, and beef. Typically due to the presence of a compound called myoglobin, something like that, probably myoglobin.
Myoglobin,
typically darkens and turns brown when heated above a certain temperature.
Oxygen in muscles. Like hemoglobin.
This is why the perimeter of a cooked steak is darker in color than the red insides. The lower temperature in the middle of the steak was not sufficient to cause it to lose its pigment. When smoking meat, a different process occurs than in the other cooking methods. Organic fuels such as wood and charcoal, when burned, produce nitrogen dioxide gas. When this gas dissolves into the meat, it reacts with the hydrogen molecules and becomes nitric oxide. The nitric oxide combined with the myoglobin forms a stable pink molecule that does not denature in the heat. There you go.
There you go, they make nitrogen dioxide instead of carbon dioxide. Well, as well, probably.
Yeah, and that reacts with myoglobin, prevents it losing its color, stays pink when you get smoked.
There you go. Why do different types of wood produce different tasting smokes? Because why do different types of wood look different? Why do they have different? It's just because they're a different wood.
Yeah.
Like there's different chemicals in them.
Different things taste different.
So more they give at 5. Taste. Yeah, like that. I don't know. Like, what do you want? What do you want us to say with that? What is liquid smoke, and is it actually carcinogenic? What is liquid smoke? I don't fucking know it.
It's a liquid that makes things taste of smoke, or rather, makes things taste like they've been smoked. I should say.
Is it carcinogenic? Probably. Fucking everything is.
Yeah, it is generally made by condensing the smoke from wood without food additives. But you can have different formulas for making it taste the same, as with anything. Let me just go to the dangers, safety section, even. I mean, you can still get it, so I presume it's not terrible.
It's literally just the smoke of wood captured in like vapor and then condensed into a little bottle.
Yeah. I had a quick look first at the
shit.
Yeah, I had a quick look first at the US standard of safety on it, but then I figured actually that's no real barometer for it actually being safe. So I've gone for the EU version, and blah blah blah. 12 were found to be genotoxic positive. All 12 products were determined to be genotoxic positive by in vitro methods, but when evaluated by in vitro methods, 10 were found to not be of concern. The AM01 product was judged inconclusive, and FFB was considered weakly genotoxic. Based upon these determinations, usage limits for most products have been established and are conveyed to manufacturers to users. They're dangerous, but don't have too much of it. But they're not so dangerous that they're banned completely. What does genotoxic actually mean? Damage genetic information. Okay, so yeah,
that makes.
Yeah, damage the genetic information within the cell, causing mutations, which may lead to cancer. Yeah. So yeah, liquid smoke, carcinogenic. But I imagine actually smoking meat is also carcinogenic.
Yeah, probably actually, because it's the same. It's the same
yeah,
shit.
It's the same stuff.
It's literally
it's just
the same
more concentrated
shit.
form, I guess.
Yeah, the bottle is just probably worse, but also you're not actually hanging your meat in it for like ages. So at the end of the day, it's the same shit. It's all probably bad for it. Now, why does smoke start black as the fire is burning and turn white as it's dying down? Did you actually Google that?
Oh, was that what I was meant to be Googling? Hang on.
Yes, that's what.
I may have found something that says that. Maybe.
We have fun here. We have fun here at twitch.tv/Redox and Reaters9 channels. We have fun here. Yeah, it's something like that. It
gets colder.
Okay.
A hotter fire will convert more fuel into elemental carbon, which forms into tiny particles that absorb light and appear in the sky as black smoke. A cooler combustion, or one that doesn't work as efficiently, yields less pure forms of carbon. These tend to reflect light, making the smoke look white.
There you go. So if it burns better at higher temperature, or it has access to more oxygen, or whatever it is, it's darker. And then if it gets worse, if it burns worse, it is a different kind of formation of fucking carbon, and it does the thing, and it makes it white. There you go. There you go.
There you go. Job done.
Why does smoke from a campfire make my eyes burn? It's fucking shit in your eyes. You don't. Anything in your eyes makes your eye burn. Like, what? What kind of question is that? What kind of question is that?
Yeah, don't get shit in your eyes. If you take anything away from this stream, let it be that message.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you need to know from nothing else.
Nothing at all.
Ooh. You might be interested in this one. Unlike any other question.
Yep.
You're never interested.
True.
You went to watch that Kurzgesagt video. They're very good. I love Kurzgesagt. They're very good. They make really interesting science videos. Called Black Hole Death. Called it. Can a black hole die without us knowing, because the information of it dying hasn't or can't escape the black hole?
No.
Why not?
So black holes die by essentially shrinking. Essentially shrinking into nothingness and then exploding.
They
they
lose mass because of
they lose mass
Hawking
through Hawking radiation,
Yeah.
which is particles appearing on both sides of the event horizon, and one goes back in, one goes out. It's a whole theory about empty space, but effectively, black holes very slowly lose their mass as that happens and particles go out. So as a black hole loses mass, first off, we can observe that gravitationally, but also as it loses mass, its event horizon shrinks back. So you can, if there were light coming out of it, you would see that change. But effectively, anything you look at for a black hole, you're going to be looking at it gravitationally, because You can't see a black hole for being a black hole. You would see light bending around it or its accretion disks around it, which is just matter that's orbiting it, essentially. That's very hot because it's close and there's a lot of friction. That's why when you see a black hole, you see this orange glow. And like, I know I say when you see a black hole as though that's a common occurrence.
Yeah, you see it all the time.
Yeah,
to be fair, I think most people here
renditions
have
the
seen
orange glow.
a black hole because that was a big thing a couple of years ago when they got a picture of a black hole.
Yeah, that picture is an orange glow. If you see them in media, they're an orange glow.
You have that picture.
So
everyone's.
Yeah. But yeah, so when you say the information of it dying hasn't escaped, the only way you monitor black holes is through their mass, and the mass changes as they die, so you can watch them die.
Okay. So, but what would happen to the light? Of like, well, I guess I don't know. What?
Say so it's difficult to say that because there isn't any. But say you had a particle that was somehow emitting light and it's right on the event horizon of the black hole as it's losing mass. If it's permanently on the black hole on the event horizon of the black hole and it has a finite width, i.e. it's not a particle of such, it has a width. So part of it is, say, inside the event horizon, part of it is outside at a moment in time. And the part of it that's outside is emitting light. And this part of it that's on the outside, let's say, is bang on the event horizon. So if the event horizon stays where it is, that light is trapped on the event horizon forever. Then the black hole loses mass, so the event horizon goes back a bit, and that light can now escape. So that's what would happen in that completely hypothetical example. But in practice, that won't happen. Because you're not going to get something that's trapped on the event horizon.
Isn't going to happen.
It's going to fall in.
Okay.
So what I've described there could, in theory, happen, but it's in such a tiny amount of time that how much light you're going to get a time the light coming from that is like it's not there essentially.
It's like one photon being sent off,
so you won't see it.
I see. Okay, interesting. The black hole slow shrink is something on the very edge of entropy.
If you can maintain a constant acceleration that defeats the pull of the black hole, so say you're at a point where the speed that you're being accelerated towards the black hole is c minus 1 meters per second. So you're very close to the event horizon. So that's the speed of light minus 1 meters per second. And you're capable of accelerating at c minus 1 meters per second. You would be in stasis. You'd essentially be black hole's pulling you in, you're accelerating away at the same speed, you're just there. And then over time, the black hole shrinks, and eventually you do start getting away because the black hole is losing mass.
Does the event horizon physically actually shrink? Right?
Yeah.
And the black hole shrinks?
Yeah, because the event horizon is purely based on the mass of the black hole.
Based on the mass, yeah, okay. So if it's losing, if it's losing mass, it makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you can maintain your speed around a black hole, you would just escape. But you'd be there a long time. Black holes are the longest lived things in the universe.
The fact that they literally the only way they lose mass is by being lucky and randomly appearing like particles appear on their that's the only way they lose mass. It doesn't happen that much.
Yeah.
So it happens very slowly. Technically.
Yeah, you'd be there a while.
well.
Although that with how time changes around a black hole, you might not actually be there that long.
Ooh.
Because when you're on the event horizon, you go into the future at very high speed. But then now I'm getting confused by relativity again.
It's very confusing.
Yeah. And the example I gave where you're at c minus 1 meters per second squared of acceleration, you're probably not going to be there that long, actually. Because you're so close to the event horizon, you're going into the future very quickly. And so the black hole is dying from your perspective very quickly. So you'd probably escape pretty quick, from your point of view. But from the universe's
but you
point
would
of
be
view,
millions and millions of years in the future for us.
yeah, from the universe's
Well,
point of view,
you'd be there. For
you're long gone. Everything else that you knew and loved in the universe is probably dead. By that point.
If someone else is looking at you, if we were looking at you from Earth with a little binocular, I don't know why we're using binoculars and not like a telescope, but we're using binoculars for some reason. We'd see you hanging there, literally almost not like in stasis, not moving because you're like because of the way relativity. Also, your size be different? No, because you're not actually physically moving.
You'd be having to resist an awful lot of gravitational force. So if you can do that and not
that is the gravitational
get
force of like that we're assuming that you are because that's the light speed that you're going.
Yeah, I believe you would probably be the size that you actually are because you're not actually moving. But then I'm trying to think if exactly.
For you would move, but I think you would slightly.
I expect so because the light's being stretched. So the light that's coming from the point of view that's closest to whatever's observing you would be slowed down less. So that would get there. Yeah, you'd essentially be. You'd appear as though you were stretched.
You'd be stretched a bit. Yeah.
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 And also, you'd be different colors at one end or the other.
You'd be contracted in the direction of motion? Wouldn't you be stretched?
I think that you'd be contracted from your point of view and stretched from others' points of view.
No, I think the universe would be contracted from your point of view and you would be stretched from others' point of view. Because there's always one... The POV that you're at would stay the same, right?
Yeah.
So you in your own little world, from your point of view, you would stay the same shape as you always are. I mean, yeah, okay, physically you do have like a pull on you, and because
we're assuming that you have overcome the gravitational forces that would kill you. This is part of the situation we have derived. Like we've gone to real extremes in this situation just to go for it, but you could potentially be in the same situation much further out from a black hole. Say, I don't know, let's say 100,000 meters per second of acceleration is required. You're in the same situation, but you're not under such relativistic effects, I suppose. Ironically, then, from your point of view, you're there for much longer, but also you're waiting for more of a change, I suppose, because the percentage difference has to be bigger.
Also, to answer your question, Gigi, can I go near an event horizon to make my PP look bigger? Yes, because when you get there, you'll be spaghettified and pulled into a long string of atoms. So you'll be so long.
Yeah, you'll be spaghettified, and if you point yourself to it dick first, then that will go first.
Exactly. Yeah, from your point of view, a second. Good luck at your last exam tomorrow, GG. From your own point of view, a second is always a sec. Yeah, but the rest of the universe can slow down.
Yeah.
Or speed up. Why would you be... I don't understand why you would be contracted. I'm gonna get my book that talks about it. There's better explanation.
Yeah, I think stretch, but I'm thinking of it purely from, I think, a Newtonian physics
The
point
light.
of
Yeah,
view,
you're
rather
looking at
than
the light.
yeah, rather than a relativistic one. Because unfortunately, the example I've given requires a great deal of relativity. I should have just gone for the 100 meters per second squared situation rather than the c minus 1.
Your dick is always largest in your reference frame. No, because you can look stretched compared to other people.
Yeah.
If you're
Just
moving
imagine
very
someone
fast,
told me,
the
yeah,
universe becomes smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lengths become shorter.
Yep. What's the hang on.
Your atoms are one atom long, then you approach the black hole. Atoms less long. Okay, but that is just you're just saying the same thing as you were before. That doesn't explain it. But I do think you're right because Champ is usually right. I just want to figure out the. Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking.
Right. Science. So, a thing moving fast appears shorter, i.e. contracted. So in theory, the same applies to high
But
gravitational
the thing
situations.
is, you're not actually moving.
Yeah, I know, that's the confusing bit, but I
That's
think
the part. That's the
in
part. That's
practice
the
it's the
problem.
same. I think for relativity it's the same. I think about this shit a lot. This is the most important thing I want to think of: gravity, time, speed relationship. Because we are like I asked a question about this before where we went through it, and kinetic energy equates to, or at least is in a relationship with, gravitational potential. It depends how you see the curvature of space-time. You are accelerating by c squared, and the gravity is pulling you at c squared. Well, not c squared, sorry, that's completely wrong. Ignore c squared. I don't know why I said that. C minus 1. You're accelerating at c minus 1 meters per second squared and being pulled with a deceleration of c minus 1 meters per second squared. But you can't see it as a deceleration because it's not really. But you are being like. So the thought process I've been going through this before is that base time, woohoo, is is where this gets really interesting. Space time being everything of the universe, basically. And now you have, because gravitational potential and kinetic energy were related, but gravitational potential gets higher as you go higher, and therefore the gravitational effect is getting weaker. So the relationship between them is somewhat awkward because it is. But no, what is it? Oh fuck, I don't remember the damn thing. Gravitational potential is
That's
how
not
much
true, champ.
kinetic
You're free
energy you would
falling. There
gain
is
on
a
the way
force acting on you, and it's gravity. Like, what are you saying? Are you saying in space? If not in relativity. I mean, not in relativity.
in.
So what are you saying? The fact that but that's not true. Free fall is equivalent to is free. Oh yeah, it is. But no, because the whole thing about equivalence is that it's not the same as just floating in space. Yeah, you're following. But there is still a difference between being on Earth's like being on Earth and having gravity, like gravity, and being floating in. Like at that moment exactly. And we're assuming there's no fucking air. Yes. We're assuming there's no atmosphere and like things like that. You're the difference is gravitational time dilation from other perspectives and time dilation from your perspective. I don't know enough about relativity to understand. This is your shit.
I'm trying to understand what Champ is talking about. Free fall is inertial motion. Okay.
Smoke
That's
rises
nice.
from the mountain of doom.
Objects in
Sure.
free fall do not
Tower
experience
grows
being
late,
accelerated
and
downwards,
Gandalf
but
the
rather
Grey
weightlessness and no
rides
acceleration.
Isengard,
And I think that's
seeking
what
my
Champ's saying.
counsel.
An inertial frame of reference bodies and photons or light.
You can't, champ. That would fuck up my camera. It's literally impossible.
In an inertial frame of reference, bodies and photons and light obey Newton's first law, moving at constant velocity in straight lines. And analogously, in a curved spacetime, the world line is an inertial particle or a pulse of light as straight as possible in space and time. Such a world line is called a geodesic. From the point of view of the inertial frame, is a straight line. This is why an accelerometer in freefall doesn't register any acceleration. Right.
I think this is what
This is so.
explains it.
I think.
If you're falling freely in a gravitational field,
Yeah.
it's as if you're in constant velocity. And if
Yeah.
you're in a stationary, if you're standing still, it's the same as if the thing was pushed. Say again what you
Yeah.
have?
So, like, essentially that.
Yeah.
Where, like, the thing is here, what they were saying is that the accelerometer isn't picking up anything because you're just moving at speed. Essentially, Einstein's relativity principle is that, so to use a model of it in a kind of way, is that you track your acceleration by your movement through space-time, and you can treat space-time as moving with gravity. So if you're falling at a gravitational acceleration speed, then space-time is falling with you at the same time. So you're not moving through space-time, therefore you are not feeling any change in your acceleration. You're just
I
essentially
see,
stationary
right,
in
'cause-
space time.
Because
You're following
gravity
a
is
specific
essentially
point with it.
space-time moving through
Yeah,
you, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
and then you're just moving with
so
space
if
time.
you're
so you're not
also
going anywhere.
moving at the same time, you're just moving the same.
Yeah, I
And
feel
that-
like that's a
that's as
tangent.
if-
I don't see how that
Yeah, yeah,
relates
that is a
to the
tangent,
situation
but-
of you're on a point accelerating yourself away while you get accelerated towards a situation as well.
No, the question is not if you're a contract or stretch when you fall into a black hole. The question is, are you...
If you're stationary,
If you're stationary in front of the black hole, so here's the black hole, right? This is the edge. This is like the edge. And you're just in front of the event horizon. So, sorry, hello. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. We're talking about very sciencey stuff today.
yeah, we've gone deep.
Say you're here. Right in front of it. At the point where the thing itself is pulling you inwards at a speed of whatever. C-1 was what you said earlier.
Yeah,
And you're moving away from it at a C-1. Well, so you're not moving, right?
yeah. Just accidentally messed up my Windows situation. There we go.
Yeah, it's not pulling on you, but it's the same thing. There is a... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
The gravity
if you
is...
are
Like,
yeah,
space-time
the
is bent in such a way that you would be falling into it, right?
Yeah, however you want to phrase it, put it like you are applying enough force to stop yourself falling into a black hole.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
basically, instead of moving along with it, you're moving against it, which is the same as if you were standing still. So it's in this example, right? It's as if you were standing still, or as if the box is accelerating in empty space.
But then the question
you-
becomes, can you
So you are accelerating.
do
at-
that?
What do you mean?
No,
Ken?
because sorry, I confused myself there. Ignore that.
So the thing is, Champ is right. You are moving you're just moving at a very high speed, near light speed, which means you do get shorter
hmm
for people observing you.
Yeah,
But for you, space gets longer. I guess.
no, space gets shorter.
No, but because you're. Oh no, yeah, because no, wait, yeah, because for you, relatively, space is well. Space would be moving. Yeah, space also gets shorter because relative to you, space is moving to like the other direction. So space also. It's more like space gets shorter, but events happen at different positions and stuff like that. Because the thing you're looking at is, instead of it happening at the same time at both positions, it happens at, like, those events happen at different times for you, whereas they were simultaneous for an observer, an outsider. The thing where this is a ladder through a barn, whatever. It's a classic thing. We've talked about the ladder through a barn as well. Yeah, you would not notice.
Yeah, from your point of view, you are the same. It's everything else that's looking at you. So from the observer, you become, a stationary observer that's not in the same stationary position that you are in, because you're in a bit of a unique one. Someone on, like, I don't know, a distant planet looking at
Yeah,
you.
in relativity terms, you're not stationary because space is flowing through.
You're actually in quite the battle.
Yeah.
However, also, so that
Yeah.
now
but things do get
that's
shorter
got
because
me
if you
thinking
look,
is, can you do
Yeah.
that on
Can you
the
do what?
border of it? Like, from your point of view, you stay the same size, but space is contracting. Does that mean you would, in fact, no, that doesn't work like that. I was thinking, would that mean that you actually are now moving away from the black hole, but your actual position hasn't changed, even in your now slightly weird frame of reference?
Yeah.
But there we go. I think we've answered a question there.
But it's really interesting. I do really find this like relativity. Need to further better.
Yeah, there was a minor sidetrack there, which was very interesting. Yeah, this hypothetical example, you're probably dead. But in that hypothetical example, like the question was, could you escape if you were able to, if you were at a point, if you had the same acceleration as at the point where, rather, how to phrase this, if you could accelerate at the same time that you are being accelerated towards the black hole from a Newtonian point of view, ignore relativity on that one, on that description, would you be able to escape just by maintaining that acceleration infinitely? The answer is yes. Because the black hole would shrink.
Yeah. And how does time dilation work at high speeds?
It would take you a long fucking time.
Okay, yeah, but how would it...
The faster you go into the future faster than a stationary person.
The faster you go, the higher your Lorentz factor, so the longer time.
What?
The longer... Wait. The longer it looks for someone else.
Yeah, so say you're traveling a distance at a near light speed, it will take you less time to get there than someone observing you would see you taking to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to reread that. Yeah.
Time.
Weird. It's very weird shit. Black holes. Yeah, we're assuming there's the only force slash whatever you're talking about is going straight into the black hole, and you're going enough.
Yeah,
like you can maintain speed to not do that. We're not dealing with any other shit.
Yeah, we ain't dealing with ergospheres. We ain't dealing with that shit.
Not talking with other shit. That's all we're talking about. Anyway.
Good job.
I used the wrong... I did the wrong thing. There we go. Yeah. Sure, whatever. Whatever you say. Question. What happens if you shot 1,000 nuclear bombs into a black hole? It'd get a bit larger.
Smoke bigger. Rises from
you get a bigger black hole.
The hour grows
a dog?
late, and Gandalf the Grey rides to
We're watching another space TikTok.
seeking my counsel.
Which I like a genius. I already have it. I'll DM it
Space
to you as well,
TikTok.
so you can...
Oh my god. Of course.
It's quite interesting. Quite a
We
same
have
person.
breaking space news. It was just announced that the Hubble Space Telescope has observed the most distant star ever recorded. Here's the photo that Hubble took, and if you look right there, you'll see the star. The universe
was a
is
while
about
ago, so it's not breaking
13.8
space news anymore.
billion years old, and the light that Hubble just detected from this new
Great.
star has been traveling through the universe towards Earth for 12.9 billion years. So the light that Hubble is seeing from this star was emitted when the universe was only 900 million years old, or 7% of the age that the universe is now. And here's the crazy part. Normally, we would never be able to see a single point of light this far away. But this star occurs on or extremely close to a ripple in the fabric of space. This effect is similar to when the ripples on the surface of a pool create patterns of really bright light on the floor of the pool. And you can see the same effect happening with the water in this cup here. So this star has been brightened and magnified up to 1,000 times from our point of view, which is why we're able to see it. This star is 4 billion years older than the previous most distant star we'd ever seen. And since the light we're seeing was emitted so long ago, this star died a really long time ago. We're seeing 12.9 billion years into the past. And to make things even crazier, it's possible that what we're seeing isn't a star at all, but actually the accretion disk around a black hole that's just as old. They just know that there's a really old, bright object right there. And thankfully, when it's fully operational, the James Webb Space Telescope will be taking a closer look at this object. I love space. We have...
Boom. We still finished.
How did we manage to sync that so well? I didn't even time it. I just clicked it and started playing straight away.
Oh, nice. Nice. How does sciencing
Well.
going? It's going very well. So I want to talk about the I want to talk about the ripple thing. That's the like interesting thing I want to have a look at. Can you explain that? Catcher?
No.
Way like
Uh,
fuck me, I guess. I guess we'll just do a next question.
no. What do you mean? No, I've not seen that before. Not like that anyway. I presume, like, you know, it's gone through such a interesting array of black holes that at that time in the universe would have been a lot closer together. So presumably that's how it could have done it. And I presume it's gone through it in a certain way where it just happens that we are at a focal point of how the light got emitted.
Yeah. Barn pole paradox. Don't know what that means.
I think I've just had this on screen for so long. It's just this one again, the ladder in my example.
Oh, I see. We've been talking about that this whole time, champ.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. How the
Give me a sec. I'm on the gravitational lensing page. So-
yeah.
Do, 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 do,
We've
do.
been talking about black holes. Yeah, but we've also been talking about relativity, so it was in the same thing.
Yeah, it was important. We went on to length contraction. I needed it.
Yeah. Right. Good night, Fishbert. Gonna rate again. Very, very.
Anyway,
So Shark Talk, what
so
were
this
you
seems to
maker and
be-
crafting?
so this seems to be a fairly unique situation, which I'm struggling to find reference of. Okay, so what happens? So when light gets lensed around something, essentially what you get is light all coming up to the back of an object, and here's your object. It comes out, it's all spreading out and whatever, and it can get bent around. And I suppose,
I guess at the end of the
So
day, it's just
if it gets
literally the
bent-
way.
Yeah,
lenses.
well, obviously, it's just that some light has been emitted and it's bent in such a way that a lot of it, from what was emitted originally, a lot of it got turned and bent towards the point, and we happen to be at that point where we can see it. So, normally, what would happen is that light would scatter in all kinds of directions, coming out of a star, because it's a ball. It's obviously light going in all directions. And any light source will emit light in all sorts of directions. You can use mirrors and whatever to make it go that way. And then when we had that picture there. This Einstein cross thing on the right of my screen. That's one star, or rather, it's a quasar apparently. And you can see it 4 times because it's the light from it has gone round something in such a way where it came along, and now you can see it 4 times because it's just been lensed in such a way. But in the example that we're in the question, in the TikTok example where this is the most distant star we've seen, we wouldn't be able to see this with the light that was just emitted from it. So what's happened is a whole bunch of light has scattered out, and it's been lensed in such a way that massively amount more light from than we would normally be sent towards Earth has been redirected towards Earth by a gravitational lensing effect. So Redox is drawing here the straight lines of the light being emitted from the object. Then later on it starts curving around, and light that would never have reached Earth before with the direction it was going has been curved so that it will also reach Earth. And that has happened to so much light from this star that we can see it despite how dim it should be otherwise. I'm presuming that because it's from such a long time ago when the universe was much smaller, this is going to be a pretty big star, just because most things were bigger back then, because they had more material to grow from. B, there were probably a lot of things around it that could lens the light coming out of it, because again, everything's closer together. That's the end of that list, actually. I didn't need a list for 2 things, but there you go. But you're just getting a lot more light from it than you would otherwise. And now we can see it, which is interesting. That's an interesting thing. We can see light from this thing that is a long way away, and aren't we glad we can? An interesting time. So they said they're going to have a closer look at it. It will be interesting to hear what they see with it.
This TikTok was a while ago because I posted that almost at the same time as the other.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what we would actually learn from it.
The end of March.
Trying to think what we would actually learn from it. I can't think of much. It seems to just be. I would expect that if we learn anything, it would just be more of what we already know about how the universe was at that time: denser, hotter, likely bigger, but only by probability rather than everything being bigger. And yeah, I don't expect we'll learn much, but maybe we will. Maybe we'll see that, like, if we look at it and see, like, oh, this seems to have been lensed by, like, if we can get so much detail of it that we can track the lensing path of the light that's been emitted from it, that would be very interesting. Like, if we see, oh, light went through, I don't know, an extortionately large number of lensing effects, i.e. there were a lot of black holes around it, that would be interesting, because there are some theories that primordial black holes are a lot more common in the universe than we think. And if they say something like, oh, this went through a whole bunch of black holes that live a very long time, so might still be there from the beginning of the universe, maybe there's a lot more of these than we thought.
So, how does a beginning of the universe black hole? Is that just like I mean, I guess at that time there was a lot more shit in a spot, so it could all just one puppy. One black hole.
Yeah, but also, like, well, it's not even that. It's like you'd have bigger stars on average, and when a big star dies, it makes a black hole. So, a whole bunch of possibilities that could happen to it.
Abyssal. There's a theory that there's a black hole just outside the solar system. it's because we are getting certain readings of something like at the edge of the solar, right? Because of certain objects in the Kuiper belt, which is the belt like pot, like an
Yeah,
asteroid belt. Like
they were being
far away.
disturbed by gravitational objects.
They're being disturbed in a way that they shouldn't be, and then they were like, okay, maybe what if they're just being disturbed by a planet or some gravitational object? And then they were like, well, then we'd see these other ones also do that. And then we did see those other ones also do that. So something like there is something happening, and there is a big chance that there is a planet but it could be a black hole that has the same size, like the same weight as one of those planets, right? Same gravitational influence. Something like that. But yeah, there's a theory. We've talked about Planet 9 before. 9? 10? How many planets are there?
I think 9. I can't remember.
Yeah. Also, speaking of lensing, I saw a video the other day of
Planet X, I think 10. Pluto would be 9. Yeah, Planet X. That's the one.
But yeah, Pluto's not a planet.
Yeah, would be 9, I should say. So,
it would be 9.
When we talk about
I think they called it Planet
we mean
X, but that was before we decided Pluto wasn't a planet.
I think it would still be called Planet X. Like
whatever. Fuck off.
Because yeah,
it should be Planet IX. Fuck off. Anyway, I saw a video about
Abyssal's type Planet XI, so maybe it's 11.
Fuck off. Shut up. Let me speak. I saw a video of I'm gonna remove this. Of the lensing thing I showed. Oh, I didn't. There you go. So the lensing, I like. You know how you have lenses and you have these shapes of lenses. You have a convex. No, it's a concave one. You have a concave lens. It focuses light. Well, like I drew, alright? Thing is, apparently that doesn't also like it's obviously not only light, it's just waves in general, right? And you can do the same with is this convex? Oh yeah, I don't know. I know convex is
That's convex.
Yeah. I know convex is like that and concave is like that when you're talking about like
the lens itself.
Yeah.
Or shapes,
just when you're talking about like parabolas. But I never remember which ones. Whatever. You can there's light, but you can also do it with sound. That's also a wave, right? So if you can make sound lenses, which is really interesting. Like I think in the video they had like basically someone noticed that if you grab a helium balloon, like you know, yeah, just any helium balloon, and you speak through it, it muffles the sound, and you'd be like, okay, that's just because of the balloon. But if you do the same with an air balloon, it doesn't muffle that. Like it muffles a tiny bit, maybe, but it doesn't muffle as much because it's just the air. Like the air is still there, so the wave can still pass through, right? The balloon isn't actually stopping of the sound, but a helium balloon does. It doesn't. But the thing is, it doesn't muffle it. It focuses it. Well, actually, no. A helium balloon wouldn't focus it. If it's a helium convex balloon, it's the same way as lenses because the way we do lenses, this is a different medium, right? This is glass, so we go from air into glass into air. The helium is less dense, which means it's the opposite as glass, because glass is the index of refraction or whatever it's called, N, whatever it's called, is larger than air, right? Which means it gets curved towards the normal on the thing, and that's why a convex lens focuses light. But if you have if you would make a convex lens with something that has a lower index of refraction or whatever, it would do the opposite, right? And that's why a helium balloon, the sound waves going through get dispersed away. So if you in the same idea, if you get a gas that is more dense than air, like any fucking carbon dioxide, in the video they use carbon dioxide, it focuses the sound into a spot. Yeah, exactly. It focuses the sound into one spot. So like at the video, what they did is they had a camera and they put a microphone like on the camera while recording, and they went from one side to the other side. I could hear it being like really quiet at the edge, and then at the center where the focal point would be, it got louder, right? Because that's where all the sound rays like focus on. So you hear it there, and if you move away from it, it gets it gets quieter again. And I thought that was really interesting because you never really think about sound being able to lens sound, right? But at the end of the day, it makes sense because it's a wave in like, you know, it's a wave and it moves at different speeds through different mediums as well. So why would it be any different than light passing through? This does need you need to make sure that just like with optic lenses, the wavelength needs to be like way smaller than the thing you're going through, because otherwise you get diffraction things just like in light. You'll get weird shit, right? If you have bad wavelengths. You have wavelengths that are too long. Maybe too long, but might be too short. Whatever. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I'd never seen it. I've been watching a lot of videos by this guy. His name is Steve Mould. He's the same guy as the yeah, things like, yeah. It needs to be significantly smaller than the lens as well. He's the guy that like made the gluggle jugs. I think I showed this to Steph.
This is something to do with the fact that you've got some air trapped
really
in
interesting.
there and how the water
It's
interacts
one of these
with
things,
that.
and
But
it does like
it
this. Makes a gluggy sound while you're pouring it because there's a thing in it, and then what?
It's good.
Basically, he's really cool. I really like him. And he has some really interesting videos. Scientific. Yeah, the chain pulling thing. Yeah. He makes a chug jug or whatever. I think he's really cool. His name's Steve Mould. Yeah. Why are you talking? Why are you looking?
Primordial black hole continuity onto its potential as a dark matter impactor, which is, yeah, maybe. That's a pretty short answer. Seth Lee asked that question ages ago, and the fact that I can just at the end of it say, yeah, maybe, is almost a pretty bad answer. But that's the answer. So, yeah, they might be a thing. The study I found here that has gone very in depth into it suggested, but that what they found at the time, it didn't fit. But there's been revisions to what impacts these kind of black holes would actually have on the methods of observation, and they're lesser than they thought. So there's a lot that they might have missed in the study that they did. So the answer is, yeah, maybe. So, but yeah, it is like I say, it's a possibility and it's an interesting one. The fact that it's not a no is worthy of attention, it's what I found is true for a lot of physics at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice that they've gone in. Like, this is a very interesting paper. It even says at the end there is no conflicts of interest financially with this paper. I don't see why they would. Big black
Yeah.
hole is coming to get them. So
Yeah, maybe they want to keep black holes secret. Who knows? Yeah,
who knows?
that was really interesting. We had some very interesting topics. Okay. I think I'm done with science. I don't want to do any more science ever.
Yeah, I do think that limiting ourselves to 2 hours of this at a time is good, because
Yeah, because I feel like
it can get burnt out, and it can
Yeah.
make the last few questions not very interesting. So yeah, that's a good idea.
ever today.
I think that's
I think
like
it's good. I think we should also
Yeah.
just go on tangents more. 'Cause
yeah. I think
That's
doing too much is why we had such regular breaks from doing it, where
yeah.
we go on for too long, and by the end of it, it's like, oh my god, my brain, I need a rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, limiting how much we do, going on tangents, having some
Yeah.
interesting stuff come up. Pretty good. I like that one.
We've
And
got-
now with
we've got
what's
some-
coming up,
Yeah.
with special guests, exactly. Don't want a science overload, particularly as I plan to start a master's this year. Who knows what that will mean? That will either result in the best uncertainly accurate streams ever,
Yeah.
or the worst.
True, champ. How can mirrors be real if my eyes aren't even?
Who knows? But yeah, we're in for an interesting time in the world of uncertainly accurate going forward. Now
Yeah.
that
And we
More
might have
science to
some
come.
people.
more not science to come, treated in a scientific manner.
Hopefully. Kind of.
Hopefully, we'll see what comes out of that. Champ has literally just said science.
Rat Boy has
Bastard.
asked, hey,
broadcast.
wait, how many Among Us would it take to lift the cover of Avenge off?
Where did this come from?
People are asking science. I don't want people to ask science questions. I want people to give me their topics that they would want to join our podcast on and talk about.
Where was this asked?
In the podcast. Everyone.
Oh shit, there's been a whole bunch more since I last looked. How
Few more.
many Among Us would it take to lift event cover off event off? Well, let's learn some more about an Among Us, shall we?
Yeah.
Among Us person.
That meme is
Phys-
almost 10 years old.
Physical.
Among Us. Oh, the mirrors thing. Yeah, yeah.
Properties.
Is that 10 years old? Oh my god, did fucking Jaden Smith tweet that 10 years ago? Damn.
Blah blah blah. Characters may also.
What is the force in Among Us have?
Exactly. Characters
And how-
weigh 92 pounds and are 3'6" tall. The only exception is Fortigreen, who is heavier.
Wait, who's heavier?
Fortigreen.
Wait, what the fuck?
Color ID was
Oh,
removed from
they're
the
the-
code, so it cannot be accessed that way in most
I
players.
see.
most
They're
places.
the problematic one, the one that happens if you do a bug.
Yeah, they're
You
not
do a
actually
bug?
there in the game.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, that innocent crewmates of the Among Us ship don't need to use the vent covers in the standard version of the game. Only the imposters do, and the imposters.
That's not true. They do need, because there's a task that is clearing the vents. Cleaning the vents. There's a task. A newer one, but it is a task. And if an Among Us is in the hole, pops them out. This is canon. Are we short on questions? I think we're good. Also, I might in the future, if you could, because I love your questions. Your questions are great, but also if you could like, not write an entire essay, smiley face.
Split them out.
But then, yeah, no, don't split them out. But just like a lot of your questions are things we would mention anyway while answering them. I think. So just like if you just have like the base question, and then we'll see if we can go more in depth and stuff.
Oh my god, you're right.
Told you.
Okay, in that case, they do. Well, the vent doesn't look that heavy, and by the sound of it, it sounds like it's made of aluminium. So.
Well, yeah, I mean you're opening it, but the question isn't opening it. What Ratboy asked is, you break it, right? Like you
Break
or
it?
is it? Well, actually,
no,
what was
sorry.
the
You
question?
unscrew it completely and lift it up. I think.
You lift the cover of a vent off, like you fully take it out, right?
Yeah. Well,
don't
like
know.
I was saying, it sounds like it's made of like tin or aluminium or something. So it's probably quite light.
Yeah, so probably one Among Us.
Yeah. And to be fair, it's demonstrated that one can flip it up with no difficulty at all because that thing flies up. So yeah, I'm gonna say one.
I'm gonna reply to.
I think we should farm you, champ. For science.
For science. What did you ask in the Wheaters?
Don't bother. It's answered.
Oh my god. I hate everything. I hate everything.
I'm glad I've got my own thread. I'm concerned what it's going to contain.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm very. You know what? It's something. It's something. Anyway.
It's the Dread Hunger channel of the Goblins and Grems server. We're in trouble now.
Don't farm me, please. Please don't farm me.
Alright, we're done.
We're done. Where are we going? Go somewhere.
Where are we going? I've illuminated myself
Okay,
terribly
Abyssal.
now.
3D print a vent and test the tensile strength of. Well, where are you pulling? Because if it's just a pure like outwards and then if you grab the middle of it, you're just pulling on the bars, right? So if the bars aren't that strong. But if it's like a grill, then there's more tensile strength, so you'll have to pull like the entire. It depends. It really depends. Anyway.
I just want to make a clip real quick. There was something that happened early in the stream that I wanted to clip. Reason being that there's this new fad going on that I see on some streamers, which is when you raid them, it plays like your most popular clip from the last however long. I don't know how far back it goes. And so because of that, I want to keep things like up to date. Quiet's got it, Lod's got it, Jamalki's got it, Sean Bean's got it.
Does Jamalki have it as well? Oh.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Do you want to have a clip from today so that they can see? Someone make a clip right now of us talking about this so it plays that. Because I think that would actually be very funny.
Brilliant. Okay.
I want to try that out. I want to raid Jamalki and try it out. See if it clips this. Someone clip this right now, okay? Clip this right now on both of our channels. And
watch it a bunch of times.
Yeah, and then put it in chat, and then we're gonna all watch it times. And then we're gonna see if we can have this happen. Someone better be clipping right now. If not, we're gonna be here for.
I've done my own, so get fucked.
I'm not doing.
My name is Redox, but you can call me Redox. Thank you for following my channel.
Someone's clipping. Come on, someone has to be. Come on, anyone. There we go. See, I knew champ.
Alright, I just need it to published. How is my mum?
And so she's present.
She's present.
Get your mum Get your mom in right now.
No.
Chicken crunch.
Right.
I'm
Good job.
watching the clip. Like this right now. Everyone watch the clip right now. So that this is the one that plays on. We're gonna rate
Yep.
Jamalki. I know Jamalki.
Watch that one
Oh,
too.
you say Jamalki has it. Does Jamalki actually have it?
I
An
hope so.
oatmeal container? A wooden ball?
Our dog?
A plastic
You?
water bottle? And a
I know Sean Bean
Anyone-
has it.
Can anyone confirm?
Sharkdog58 just
Jamalki
resubscribed
has it.
voor 2 months.
I'm
Moet 2
pretty sure
months.
Sean Bean has it.
For
Let's try
science.
Sean Bean instead.
Sean Bean definitely has it.
Let's rate Sean Bean instead.
Sure. Bean stopped by my music yesterday anyway, so that's good.
Clip this right now on
Okay.
both of our channels. Oh,
Pretty sure, yeah. And
do you
so
want to have a clip from
I've
today?
gone to my
so that
intermission
they can-
screen. So you're
Someone
off
make a
camera.
clip right now of us talking about this so it plays that.
Because
Because I think that would actually be very funny.
Brilliant. Okay.
Sorry, I was listening to the clip back. I wasn't listening to you. What were you saying?
I've taken you off camera is all I was saying.
I see. I'll do the same. Has everyone watched the clip? Has everyone watched the
I'm-
clip many a time?
I'm refreshing so much right now.
But I don't think you can give it more. Everyone
Sure,
go
yeah.
watch that clip right now. It's still showing one view.
and
Do you
so-
want to have a clip from
I'm sure it's
today?
fine. I think that there's I think it goes by an order. So I feel like it goes most popular 24 hours, most popular whatever the next one is, 7 days, month, all time. Because
Is your
when
rate
I-
going, by the way? I don't have your...
oh no, I haven't started.
Yeah, I haven't either. I was just checking.
Ben, if you have a topic, I'm sure we could do a impromptu different day science talk. Just get in that channel.
Yeah,
and
if
we'll
needed, we
work something out.
can move it. I've started the...
I've started too.
We'll be going at some point. Let's hope we get the clips that we just made.
Let's hope it
I don't
works.
know.
Yeah.
I hope that
Otherwise,
works.
this is going to
That'll
be
funny.
well, yeah. If it doesn't work, something interesting might happen.
Yeah, who
We'll get
knows what will.
We'll get a better clip.
Yeah, probably. Something that's funny instead of whatever the fuck we just did.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Uncertainly Accurate. This was fun. I had a good time. Thank you everyone for showing up. Tweet.
Hi.
Next week, we'll see if we do science next week or if we do something else next week while we plan for people.
Mm.
And then we'll get some interesting. I'm excited to have guests on the podcast. The podcast now. It's official.
Apparently, yeah. I put
It's
it
a
in the
podcast
thing,
with
so-
a visual aid. Yeah. Me drawing. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna click raid now. Okay, are you ready, Wee?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, click.
Done. End.